how to do a oil pan baffle and oil pickup on your FRS. First thing you're going to want to do is drain your oil. Somehow I am God and I'm able to tighten these things so far that I have to use a screwdriver in there and force it out that way. So undo your filter, undo your cap, let the oil drain a little faster. Come down underneath. The next step you're going to want to do, drain your oil. That should be a 14 millimeter. Next step you're going to do is remove your under tray. Mine is severely destroyed from being a stance car, so going to remove all these. I don't know what the original bolts are supposed to be because mine are all random from what I could fit and find. Once you have your under tray off, the next thing you're going to need to pull off is your headers, because if you look, you might be able to on your stock, but some of these bolts you have to get to are completely in the way by your head or by your header. So next thing you're gonna do is take these off. I could use air on these, but seeing that they're not that tight, they're not something that's crazy tight. I was expecting them to be, but don't lose that. These are a 14 millimeter.
Which size was this? 9/16.
All right, when you're trying to take these off, you're gonna be struggling with this one here because it's way to fuck in there. So if you don't have a special wrench like I do, you're gonna take a
9/16.
This is what you were using?
Yep.
You just got it to start that way?
Yep.
So take your step wrench, and get it to start just to get it to start just a smidgen. Then you take your 14 wrench and get it on there like this. And you put a vice grips or a channel lock on the end of it down here, and she breaks. Oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes. Now before you pull them all the way off, you have to connect or disconnect your overpipe from your header, and then you can drop your last one and get them out of here.
Oh, under the motor mount.
Before you drop the header, you do have to pull the O2 sensors. One of them is right here. All right, now that you have your headers off, next step you're gonna need to do is just take off your oil pan. Pretty sure these are 12s just by the look of them. But let's see. Absolutely not. They are 10s. Oh. Oh, no, you are wrong. You think so? You try.
Bro, these are 10s.
Maybe they're 10s. I don't know. Absolutely ain't no way in hell if you use the fucking Phillips on there, you're fucked. Don't do that. You'll be fucked. Yeah, those are torqued to fucking nothing. You could probably do this with your baby's pinky.
You drain the oil, right?
Yes. Get off, bitch. Text. To be able to get this thing off of here, all I was doing was going around to each little one. If anything I got a pretty good prying surface on, I found right here I got a pretty good one and just worked its way in. And you can see it is going to come off. I'm gonna drop the phone here and use 2 hands so I don't damage this thing. All right, after you pull your pan off, this is what you are greeted with here. So this is going to be your oil pickup tube. These should not be tight whatsoever. These are very, very loose. I'm assuming the torque spec on these things is probably almost nothing more than finger tight. Gotta be delicate with this stuff. This was also a 10 mil, by the way. All right. Oh yeah. Screen's not as clogged as I thought it was, or was going to be. But next thing I did here was just clean off all the excess RTV that was on here. Try and razor blade it all down as best as you can. Obviously, it's never going to be exactly perfect unless you have like a wire wheel or something like that of some kind. It's not going to damage the aluminum, but be able to get off the rubber. But you have to do this on the engine side as well. Scrape it off as best as you can. But the next step I'm going to do is, before we put some RTV on here and put the baffle in, I'm going to put in the new IAG pickup tube and get that all squared away so that when I put the new sealant down, I can get it up in there and get it sealed up, and it doesn't sit here drying out while I do the other stuff. Here's your side-by-side comparison of the old one and the new one. So you can see the screen is larger to help try and pick up some more or any blockage, and the actual pickup itself is larger and has a different design. It doesn't have a bend or a kink in it. It's just straight, so you always get constant good flow. So I just set the new O-ring into place here. Your new bolts that you have are a 5 Allen, and your oil pickup is going to face the back of the car, just like it was from factory. So set this on here carefully. No reason to rush this process. Try and start one of these by hand. Get it in there enough to hold. You can grab your other one. And then line it up. When you tighten these, you're going to do it like your wheels, where you go back, forth, back, forth. You're not going to tighten one side, crank down, and then crank down the other side. You're going to tighten a little here, tighten a little there, tighten a little there, tighten a little there. And like we were just saying, these should not be super tight at all. Basically, once you feel it get a little snug and the threads stop, that's pretty much where you're going to stop. Okay, go to this one. This one. Okay, got snug. Got snug. Your new oil baffle from Moroso is going to sit in here like this. So you're going to want to use your 2 new washers that had come here and over here. These are going to go and sit right there. They're much thicker than the originals, but for the sealant purposing, you're going to have to put sealant on this, and then to seal it to here, and then you have to put sealant on this to seal it to the engine. So I will show you the direction of how you're going to want to do this, or at least in my terms of what's going to be the best thing for you. I've got my baffle, I've got my pan all RTV'd up. I'm going to stick this in first because that's what Moroso says, and then you put your pan on. If you have a IAG tube like I do and the Moroso baffle, you will have to cut this because it's made for the OEM tube and not a aftermarket one. So you got to cut it to make it fit. And yeah, I've got my RTV on here now. We're gonna seal it up to this because that's sealed up to there. You want to do this in a pretty quick manner just so that you can get the bolts in to actually seal everything together. Put a star pattern, just like I said, your wheels. So here, there, whatever. Torque spec on these is 57 inch-pounds, which translates to 4 foot-pounds. So essentially, literally just get them snug. Like, these don't have to be super tight. Just do your star pattern and then do it once over one more time and just make sure they're all just snug. That's pretty much it.